Right. Yo, what's up, Andrew, and everybody else who wants to see how this works? This is the project. So this is DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is free. You can get it online. I got it because Final Cut Pro is what I was used to. I had Vegas, then Premiere, and Final Cut Pro. And this one is free, and it does basically everything that Final Cut Pro and whatnot can do. Maybe more, I don't know. So to do these Instagram edits, I actually get go to their Instagram, pick out all the bangers, and I got these folders. I don't know if you can see these folders. Nah, you can't see the folders, but I got them. And you can see that this project file has all the projects from all the previous. Here's Vias, and then here's Kyle Skelly, and then here we have all of Andrew's clips. So now that I have, here's the two songs, the intro for Andrew's and the breakdown. And so here's how it works. Okay, so once I have all the clips, I usually put the song. The song comes first because the song is so much of everything and it inspires you. So from the song, I then grab every single clip and put it into one big old stack. You can see it over here. Here's every clip. And then I'll just look for like the length of the clip that I need for the song part. And you can see these spots where they've been moved. I'll just grab it, Control C, delete it, and then go Control V it someplace else. Just so I know that I've already grabbed from there, so I don't have to look through repeats. And then I drag it over. I find the spot where it fits. And once I'm just looking for the rough cut in the beginning. I started this stream a little too late, so it's already finished, mostly. But I haven't done like nearly any of the effects. So if we just look, it's just raw clip, and it's timed up to the music, so everything is synced up right now. Now here's what I'm doing in the beginning for really easy effects edits. So anytime I see an outside clip, I'm gonna of course color correct that. So this is how you do it in Resolve, but you could check out anything. I'm sure the tutorials, just go to YouTube, put in a tutorial, times it by 2, you'll figure it out. Alright, so this little tool right here, this is like my selector. I'm sure it has like a picker. Yeah, it's got a name. So literally, I just grab the grass. And then because I have these all shifted down, you can see it picks up that color, anything within that shade. And then I could adjust, I can make it red if I want it. But anytime I'm outside, I have an outdoor clip, I go with green, and then once I have that finalized, I can actually go back. I can make it a compound, just add again. And then I can actually take the sky this time. And now I can make the sky extra blue. But it's like, there's some options you gotta fuck with. And you wanna make sure you denoise it. You could also make the sky pink if you want. Let's make the sky pink. Fuck it. Adds an effect. And that's a real quick, simple way that you can add those special effects. Well, that's just color correcting. So like clips like this, the actual size of this clip is huge. I mean, it's small. It doesn't fit. But every now and then you get one that's sticking there. So then here's a favorite one of mine I like to use. It's just the mirror. If you have a clip like this and it doesn't zoom in well, like this one, you can just go ahead and just hit that with a mirror, fold it out flat down like that. Because it's the Insta version, I always start with the Insta version, then I move it to the YouTube because the YouTube has more space. But because it's the Insta version, it's hard to do the mirror vertical, but I'll show you a version in this one. I'm able to get it And then if the clip itself already has effects, then I just leave them in. Like this one looks like this. And you can see this clip right here is kind of big. I try not to just let a whole edit that somebody's already made and I just change the song. I try to avoid that whenever possible. But there are some instances where it's a long clip. Here's one, but I found the mirror works for most of these. So like right here, you see the sound cut out. This is where you put the super slow motion spot because it's like motion makes noise. So when there's no noise, there's slow motion. And then even though it wasn't like a clap or a snare, you can hear this little, I don't know actually if you can hear what I'm hearing right now, but there's just the tiniest bit of something. You need a satisfying like, or like a, just any kind of sound to give you feedback that somebody kicked. This one looks like he's holding hands with himself while doing it. And then this one is called the blanking fill. And this is actually pretty awesome, but it's a hit or miss because it can either look like just an Instagram auto bullshit, filter crop, or if you get it like there's one in this Kyle Scully one. Let me see if I can find where it came out really cool. Right here. Because you can see it like extends its feet. It's just a cool effect, I think. But like most of these effects, it's all about like the time and the place. If you did everyone like this, it would just look lazy. It would look like an Insta edit. Technically are Insta edits, but right there, we definitely need to hit the breakdown with something. But since it's the beginning of the sampler, we know Andrew can do quads and full ends and quark ends, but we're definitely not going to have those at this breakdown. But a snap will work. And again, I don't know if you can hear. I don't think you can, but you can see the breakdown. So even if you didn't have a microphone, it goes right here. You got to land right here. And sometimes you want to put you just want the landing to be before the actual snap of the sound wave. Just anticipation makes it easier on the eyes and ears. Alright, so this is a super duper subtle effect. And some people might hate on it, but I don't know, fuck y'all. If you watch Parasite or any like really, really good movie, especially just Parasite's a good example recently, whenever they like have a normal conversation and then they'll just like say something really like thrilling or intense or like, oh, that's close to, they slowly, ever so slightly, slowly zoom in or pan in the camera. Here's like a version of that. It's not quite as slow as they would use, but this is, this is a tricking sampler, so we got to speed it up somewhat. But if you weren't paying attention, you might not notice that those bars are coming down. But like, I don't even think that needs more effects. As it is, it looks cool in my opinion. Just having it come down right when this master scoot falls hit. Cool effect. And then shout out fucking Jack Vu, because he has a lens. This is actually a lens that's creating this effect. But it's not just a lens, it's actually our previous effect. If you look at this one, so check this out. But now we've applied it to this one, and I've done something a little different. I've blurred the edges. So without this is what this looks like. Still incredible. I also upped the contrast on his blue just to give him something to contrast with. I was gonna go back and make the white even whiter. I'll probably still do that. But this is what the blanking, when you add the blur, like the edge like that, it just like fits in so perfectly. I think it's a really cool effect. So then if we wanted to, we can now make this pop. We could just change the contrast of it. And then, clean out the black just a little bit. And we get ourselves this clean. But It might even be just a bit too much. So just pull the contrast down just a bit. As good as it is. Here's my backyard clip. And see, you can see that this is already in the clip itself. It has these borders. Similar to the effect of blanking fill. This is what we call like an anti-breakdown, like or an airdrop or something like that. But you can land on those, and like that right there, like you can see what I'm looking for, what I edit. So I want the landing to hit here, and then I want the clip to cut right when he starts talking. But since he's saying an S word like Sasuke, you like the S is gonna take a bit. So that's why you don't start it right here. You want it to actually start when he says K, like Sasuke. So it's gonna go like you can't hear it, but you can see. Sasuke. And then anytime you do a fast cut like this, like I always try to have it like, you know, transition out like that. But if it's hitting a musical beat or note, you want it to hit fast. Sasuke. And then slowly, especially because you can see this. Anytime you see this sound wave down here, it's just going to be a draining, slow build, and that's why you want a slow motion clip with this slow-mo coming to the transition. Again, didn't have full space, but wanted to fill the screen, fill the canvas. So make sure you can see the knee not touch. And then here again, a subtle zoom in. And so this is the end of the intro song. It fades out. It's always cool to fade out in a super slow motion celebration with all your homies, which is exactly where the next part is gonna start, which has the baby 21. So let's check that out. All right, so he said he wanted like I believe a 6. I could check what he sent me. He sent me, what is your name? He was going for like a 6 or 7, and he was the one who requested that I screen record it. So shout out Andrew for even. Now I have this program that does this. So look at that. Hold on, can you see my clicker? I fucking hope you can see my clicker. I don't know. But we'll just assume that you can. If not, then fuck. Okay, so we're in 21. Alright, so this is the part of we're going to try to go real crazy with this one, if we can. The other stuff was pretty simple. Simple effects that I would use for like, I don't know, 4, 5, 3. Some people want those though. Some people don't like the over effect. I'll try to explain a part where it goes too far. So take the mirror effect. This is just a kaleidoscope. So if you just have it as a mirror, just looks like that. But you put it as a kaleidoscope, you can move it around, etc. But we probably should move it just so that you can see more of Andrew's face, and like that. There we go. I see only 20. I try to avoid ever doing this. It's like an empty gap space. Nothing, you know. But in the beginning of a song, or, you know, whenever, the black spaces can be utilized. And then again, this one fades out slowly. I see only 21. But you can see the sharpness of this sound wave down here coming straight up. So we want to hit that sound wave. Take that out. Brain almost just explain. Say like Scoot. All right. So Ariel. Scoot skip Ariel miss like. Oh Lord, Jason made another one. All right. So this is just a basic effect. And again, it's the same blinking fill, but you can change the fade color to the background. You can make it down a yellow if you wanted. It's actually kind of like that. Take that out. I had it on black, but. Oh Lord, Jason made another one. Okay. Alright, so then here's an effect I got, an ambitious one. So this is what I do if I'm trying to be trippy. So I could just, you know, take the mirror. I could just take this mirror, switch the angle on the mirror, boom, instantly I got this. I see only 20. But The problem is you can see they overlap each other. And if I didn't want overlap, then I can just copy, paste. So now I got two. Take one of them, flip it. Okay, now here's a interesting problem. This is probably unique to DaVinci, but it's because I need a power window. So I'm gonna make the power window real quick, which is just telling the program where I want it to start and stop focusing on. So there we go, power window. That took so many weeks of trying to figure out how to do. Okay, so now we have the two clips. We could even separate them more because we have a cool little empty space of, I've already taken the color out of the floor. You can see here, I made a alpha output, that's this right here, and then I connected this color because I picked it, blue. It was the color of the floor. If you switch it, it goes back to the floor, you know. If I got rid of it, it shows you. Okay. So then, because of that, we can grab both of these clips, just drag them up a bit. Now they're up there. We could even compound them if we want. But if you watch the effect now, they like land on top of each other. You can see the legs. It's more interesting, more something going on. It's like they're two people rather than an actual mirror. So here's what I've been doing in the past, but we'll see if we might want to do something different. But yeah, let's do something different. I could put Galaxy behind that on the floor because I have all these, you know, downloaded videos of stock footage of galaxies. But for this one, actually, let's take the clip we just used, this guy. Let's drag these guys up even more. So let's take this. So now we're gonna put this in the way right here, so it's like underneath it. So now it would like this. Real quick, gotta make a power window for this guy. This is a stupid step that I don't quite understand the usefulness or what it's for, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so now we got that cleaned up. Put this back. So now you can see that it's all grassy, but you can still kind of see the clip behind it. It just fucks the effect up. So let's take this, and we'll just add the good old mirror effect to this bad boy. And we'll just make that Rosetta or a kaleidoscope. So we'll open the mirror. We can make this a Rosetta, which looks like, that is fucking so cool. Or a kaleidoscope, which would be that, you know, opposite. I think the Rosetta is the way to go. And then we can actually drag that into the, you know, move it around. If we wanted to keep it the shape it was, like here, we could just make it a compound clip. And now we can move it as itself without, you know, adjusting the mirror effect, but it's pretty cool to fuck with it. We just want just background if we can. We don't want any tricks per se, because there's already tricks happening. You don't want to overdo it. And then as a final little bit, you can just make that slow. Just slow it down so it's less. And that's the general gist of that effect. There'd be quite a lot more effects to go through, but you can see the general idea. Hopefully that's helpful. If you like this, comment and subscribe. I don't really care about this YouTube channel, but I will listen to what you have to say.